Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit entitled People and it's by user Robin with a Y. Our neighbors have been having pool parties at our pool while we are not home for years. A few years ago, my husband and I purchased a house with a pool. Now, we are acquainted with most of our neighbors, but definitely not close friends with any of them. They all seem nice, but, well, we just don't have much in common other than where we live. Next door to the right is a family of 6, twin daughters attending the local university, high school-age son, and a young elementary school-age daughter, maybe 1st or 2nd grade, and the parents. Anyway, normally we open the pool in early May and leave it open until the end of October every year. However, this year our weather was off and we had a very cool and very wet month of May, and then June went straight to 100+ temperatures. I am currently on a medication that makes it difficult for me to tolerate being in the sun and heat for an extended time. Plus, we have been helping 2 extended family members who are having health issues. So because of this, we haven't had our pool opened yet this year. Normally, we go to the family lake house for a week during each of the 3 major holidays, but we didn't go for Memorial Day because there was flooding around the lake this year, and because a family member was just discharged from the hospital yesterday, and July 4th being a Thursday, this year we decided to stay home this week and be available to help this family member. Now, several times in June, the little girl next door has seen either my husband or myself outside, and she has asked when we are opening the pool. We first told her maybe later, but the last time, yesterday, she asked and I said we are probably just not going to open it this year, and she started crying. Now, we have never had any of the neighbors over to use our pool, so I didn't understand why she was crying over us not opening our pool. Well, I spoke with the neighbor on the left later, and apparently, our neighbors on the right have been having a small family party at our pool every 4th of July when we are gone. They have always cleaned up really well afterwards, and because we have scheduled pool maintenance and weekly yard service, occasionally things are moved around in our yard and we never thought much about it. The neighbor on the left thought we had given the other neighbors permission to use our pool. We did give them permission to retrieve any balls or toys that end up in our yard, but never permission to use our pool, especially when we are not home. We have a special latch on the gate, and my husband did show the neighbor how to open the gate to retrieve kids' toys. So now my husband, who loves gadgets, is going to have several more cameras installed around the exterior of our house, covering the gate and pool area, and have the gate latch made where we can grant remote access for the pool service and yardmen. Luckily, we have a friend who does cameras and home automation systems. I'm annoyed our neighbors have been using our pool without permission, but my husband is happy I am letting him get more gadgets around the house. Now, do we confront the neighbors and let them know we know they have been using our pool, or just wait and see if they say anything about our new security cameras? Wow, OP, you're annoyed? I'd be pissed off. I'd be furious. This is like breaking and entering. I mean, they're coming into your house without permission, using your pool for their parties, which honestly don't really care about what they're doing. I just care that they got in without permission. That would be enough to piss me off. You trusted them and gave them access to your backyard so they could retrieve, like you said, any balls or toys that just fall over. And they took that trust and took full advantage of it. Honestly, if I was in your shoes, I'd teach them a huge lesson. So I wouldn't notify them or tell them anything. I wouldn't confront them, nothing. I would pretend like I'm going on holiday after installing the security system and all of that. And once they're settled in and having fun barbecuing or whatever it is they're doing, that's when I call the police on them. I don't know if I'd want to press charges though. I would think that being humiliated like that in front of their family and children would be enough to stop them from ever doing it again. Then of course I'd change the latch and also tell them that they are not welcome to come into my yard ever again for anything. And what about you guys? How would you go about this situation? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments to see what they said. Cali Pirate says, lawyer here, though not yours. You need to put up no trespassing signs. Tell your neighbors they are not allowed on your property without explicit permission and change the lock to the gate. Now that you know, you are on notice and could be held liable if they are injured visiting your pool. Sucks, but it will be much less trouble than a lawsuit. Trix Parsley 3077 says, I would also suggest you place no trespassing signage on your gate and around the fence. Then watch your cameras. This way, you can call authorities when you see them enter your property on camera. Maybe even a smile, you're on camera. And if the neighbor asks if they can come on your property to use your pool because their daughter really looks forward to it, you can hit them back with, oh no, we do not want to be liable for any injuries that may occur. Tell them they can certainly get their own pool if it's that important for their family. I used to have a pool and the upkeep and chemicals are not cheap. The entitlement of some people, wow. And St. Joe 56 says, I had this problem. When I left town, I put up a warning sign that stated the pool was being chemically treated and it was dangerous. Of course, I did no such thing. All I did was put a sign up. One day, I got a call from the ER because someone snuck into the pool and claimed they were injured by the chemicals. I told the doctor they were faking it as the only thing that I put was the sign. Alright, well, I didn't know about that liable thing. Honestly, it didn't occur to me, but yeah, definitely put up the sign if that can save you from any legal trouble. But still, I think in general, the community gave OP some pretty good ideas. Now, OP did not reply to any comments or give us an edit, so we move on straight to the update to see how this story ends. I didn't expect this to blow up like it has, certainly didn't expect over 1,000 comments. I have tried to read them all, and some were very creative and amusing to read. First of all, we don't want to hurt anyone or alienate our neighbors. We just don't want people using our pool without permission, and we don't want the liability associated with this activity. A few things I feel I need to clarify. Yes, our backyard is fully fenced in with 2 gates. The one in the back is double locked from the inside. The side gate on the side of the garage that's nearest the neighbors in question has a double latch that you have to reach over the top and find not 1 but 2 releases to open the gate. There is also an auto clause that automatically closes the gate and latches it. I personally can't open the gate from the outside of the fence because I can't reach over that far to reach the 2 latches. The previous owner put this in and it has worked well for our yard crew and pool maintenance people. We do have some cameras, a doorbell camera and a camera over our garage area. The garage cameras pick up if someone goes towards the gate from the front, but we didn't want to invade our neighbor's privacy by recording their side garage door and gate to their backyard. We even shared the camera angle with them because we didn't want them to be concerned about us recording their children or their coming and going. I guess we were more concerned about their privacy than they were about ours. Anyway, the update. Thursday, July 4th morning. I was loading a few things in my vehicle to take my cousin who just got out of the hospital. The neighbor, husband, who has been gone a lot for work recently, saw me and came over and asked if I was getting a late start going to the lake. I let him know that we were staying home because we are helping my cousin who just got out of the hospital. He asked if we were going to be home all weekend. I said yes, one or both of us will be around all weekend. He quickly wished me a happy 4th and went home. I went back in to grab my purse and tell my husband about the conversation with the neighbor before I left. When I got home, our friend Mike was there. Mike does security cameras and home automation system, gadgets, and my husband loves gadgets. Mike and my husband have a plan for multiple cameras and several gadgets, some of which involve us going ahead and having the pool opened. I agreed to all but 1 of the new cameras and almost all the gadgets. I think my husband put some in the plan knowing he would have to give up a few of them. Mike also suggested talking to our homeowner's insurance agent because we might be able to get some discounts with the security upgrades. So, on Friday the 5th, Tom, our insurance guy, comes over and Mike is back and he has a drone to help him find the best camera positions. I really think he just wanted to show off his gadget. So, my husband, Mike and Tom are outside and all around the house and occasionally inside. I look outside every so often and at different times other neighbors have come outside and down to our end of the street. So the neighbors want to know what is going on. My husband tells them we are concerned that someone or several people may have used our pool without our permission while we were not home. It turns out that 2 different neighbors had witnessed some friends of the neighbor children come over last year, and they and the neighbor twins had gone into our backyard. One neighbor even asked the girls, and they claimed that we let them come over all the time and use our pool. So at this point, my husband and Tom discussed this, and Tom says we should send a registered letter to the neighbors rescinding our permission from entering our fenced-in backyard. So before Mike and Tom left, the neighbors on the right, pool party neighbors, come home, both husband and wife. My husband asks to talk to them, with Mike and Tom as witnesses. He tells them that for insurance reasons, we are rescinding our permission for them or any member of their family or guests to enter our fenced-in backyard. And we will be sending a registered letter stating this as requested by our insurance. My husband never accused them or their children of using our pool, but said we had reason to believe that in the past our pool had been used without our permission. He did say that we had reason to believe that their older children might be friends with someone who has been in our pool. My husband also told them that we are changing the gate to have an automated lock and cameras will be installed around the pool area. He also assured them that we avoided the cameras pointed at their windows or backyard. My husband indicated that we were taking these measures to hopefully lower our homeowners' insurance rates. My husband said that they exchanged a few looks between them, but they said they understood and appreciated the heads up. So hopefully this saga is over. Well, OP, I have to say, you guys definitely handled it in a very non-confrontational way and let your neighbors know in no uncertain terms that you knew that somebody, we're not going to say who, has been sneaking into your backyard to use your pool and you don't want any of that. I don't know, if these people have any shame, then they're probably wondering if you guys know it was them or you just think it's anybody. My guess is that we'll never know, but the good thing is that now nobody's going to be entering your pool without you knowing. So on that note, hope you guys have a lovely summer and are able to use your pool. Take care, OP, and thank you for sharing. And now, let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole, and it's by user FatJesus69. I broke a promise with my husband and I think he wants to divorce me. Am I the a-hole? For background, I, 24 female, am not Nigerian. My husband, 27 male, is. My husband comes from a strict traditional family. I do not. My husband and I don't have a traditional marriage and we are both fine with this. I have a much bigger salary than my husband. This allows us to live a wealthy lifestyle that we could not afford with just his job. I also don't really enjoy cooking or cleaning. He does most of it happily. We also don't want children, even though his family is pressing us about when I will be pregnant. Before my husband and I got married, he made me promise to pretend to be a traditional housewife only when I'm around his parents so we can marry. Because I was not Nigerian, I was afraid his parents would not let us marry at all. But when I told them I want to marry their son so I can take care of him, cook, clean, and nurture his children, they agreed. Keeping this promise was easy. We only saw his parents 2 to 3 times a year and we would mostly visit their home. His parents don't know I work and they think my husband's job provides us with our lifestyle. Recently, we had a scheduled 5-day visit to his parents where we would stay at their house. I took off work like I usually do for these visits and practiced cooking Nigerian dishes and being the perfect housewife. A few days before we went to their house, my mother-in-law called us saying she was ill. Nothing serious, just the common cold. But she is very dramatic and said we should not come because she will get us sick and to reschedule the visit. We rescheduled for 2 weeks later. This would be fine if I did not have a work conference. I was chosen to attend a leadership conference by my work and this was a huge deal to me. I would be gone for 2 days. I cannot express how big this was to me and my husband was very happy for me. I found out about the conference months in advance and I did not want to miss it. I told my husband that he would have to reschedule with his parents because I will not be missing this conference for anything. He said his parents wouldn't let us reschedule and I will just have to miss my thing. This made me very upset because it was a huge honor and I have been excited about it for months. He reminded me of my promise and how I will have to miss it. I told him no way and went to the conference, then to his parents' house, and I told them I was visiting my mom who wasn't feeling well. His parents were upset at me because apparently my imaginary sick mom can wait and my husband needs to control his wife more. We returned home and he was extremely upset at me saying I broke our promise. Later, I heard him talking on the phone to his brother in Hausa saying that he should never have married me and should have married who his parents picked for him and said that he was considering divorce, though he never said any of this to me. Reddit, what should I do? Well, Lupi, first of all, you're not an a-hole because I don't think you broke any promises. I mean, from what I understand about your situation, you promised to fake being the perfect wife while you were in front of his parents, right? But in this case, you weren't in front of his parents. And the promise you made had nothing to do with you having to forego previous engagements just to make his parents happy. What the hell is wrong with your husband, man? Honestly, I don't get it. Maybe it's a cultural thing or maybe it's a spine thing, but he shouldn't have asked you to lie to his parents in the first place. Now, the thing you heard about him talking to his brother, I'd confront him on it and ask him what the F does that mean? If he really wants to divorce, then let's go and sign the papers, but don't do this manipulative crap. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? What is your judgment? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Karmas377 says, tell your husband to grow some balls. If he gets divorced, he's going to have to explain to his parents why his lifestyle went to crap after the divorce. And OP responds, thank you for your reply. Very valid point right here. I am not a lawyer and I fear going to one because then it sounds like this is actually happening. We never signed a prenup, so will he take half of my money? Sorry for asking legal advice. Pogiers says, not the a-hole. What he was asking was above and beyond your initial agreement. He could have just said you were sick if he wanted to keep up the ruse. And Danny Stormborn 333 says, not the a-hole, but you are the a-hole if you don't consider leaving him. You were wrong to accept this agreement in the first place. Love makes us stupid, I get that, but this is beyond just a little white lie. This is the erasing of your success and dreams. If he said that to his brother, protect yourself and lawyer up. Get out of this crap show before it eats you alive. This was never going to work long term. Lies are always uncovered, especially ones of this magnitude. You have to keep stacking lie upon lie until you can't keep them straight. Do you want to live your whole life in a lie like this? That lie could shatter at any moment. Can you spend your life pretending to be someone you aren't to appease people who will never accept you? And when the inevitable happens, no children, what lie can you cover that up with? They're never going to approve of you, and your husband doesn't approve of you either if he's asking you to miss significant career opportunities to appease his family. You've sunk years into this silliness. Don't waste even more. And OP replies, thank you, I needed to hear this. Alright, well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that this whole situation should have never happened. Now, of course, we have an update, so let's move on with that to see how this story ends. First of all, thank you everyone for your replies. I went through all of them and replied as much as I could. Thank you to everyone for being super supportive and helpful. So, I overheard the conversation between my husband and his brother 5 days ago. I told him I needed space after our fight and went to a hotel. A lot of people said lawyer up. I did not want to do this at first because that makes everything seem all too real and like this divorce will actually happen. Also, my husband was speaking a different language on the phone with his brother. I speak it well, but not fluently. I could have totally misunderstood. However, I realized whether I misunderstood or not, I never should have agreed to lie. A lot of people saying divorce clearly don't understand how difficult it is, especially when you love someone. I came back home and told them if he doesn't tell his parents the truth, I will consider separation. He says that that is off the table because his parents will cut both of us off and probably his brother. We will be fine if his parents cut us off, but his brother won't be. We decided to see a marriage counselor. If we do end up divorcing, I will bring pay stubs and receipts and other evidence to his parents to show he was lying to them, and they will cut him off. Again, thank you everyone for your input. OP's edit. For everyone saying our relationship was built on a lie, it is not. My relationship with his parents, on the other hand... Okay, OP, well, even though I might not absolutely agree with the way you guys are handling things, because let's face it, lies have short legs, you're gonna get caught one day, but that's your decision. The one thing I don't get is, how is your brother-in-law also gonna get cut off? Like, is your husband going to throw him under the bus just because he got caught lying? Damn, not only is your husband spineless, but apparently he also has no loyalty to his brother. Anyways, OP, like I said, even though I don't agree with you, hopefully this thing works out for you guys. So on that note, take care, OP, and thank you for sharing. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.